right, Hardcore Nation, this is kind of an impromptu version of Life Behind the Pros. We obviously, Tuesday night, we ran into many audio difficulties with poor feedback on the audio, a lot of echoing. So we kind of did our due diligence and we watched a lot of YouTube videos and we tried to correct our problem. I think unless I get some feedback here in the comments where it's not corrected, I think we found the problem. Number one, after doing some research, so I found out you're not supposed to run this program strictly on Wi-Fi. It doesn't necessarily have the ability on Wi-Fi to kind of keep up with the audio demand. And number two, we connected it to a Ethernet cord, which has seemed to help. And number two, it turned out that it looked like we had our internal computer microphone still on. So I'm hoping those two things have kind of corrected. So tonight's really not a scheduled live stream, but I'm just kind of testing some things out. I see. Hi, Shari. Thanks for tuning in. How's the audio sound, dear? But there's a couple things I didn't get to the other night that I really had wanted to share with everybody. So we're going to just do this impromptu version tonight where I'm going to show a couple pre-recorded videos that we made for round one. Since round two is tomorrow, I felt like if I didn't roll these out tonight, it was kind of going to be too late. And to be honest, I put a lot of work into them, so I wanted to get them out there so people could kind of take a look at them on your own time. So if there is anybody at the GNCC round two in Florida that would want to do a test interview during this impromptu, please hit me up in the comments. I'd love to try to bring somebody on just to kind of see if it works with a guest as well as with just me personally, or just me flying solo here on the show. So my daughter says it sounds better, so we're going to go with that. Thanks, Shari, for the feedback. First of all, I definitely want to thank the folks who stuck with us the other night trying to be on the show. All the guests we had on there, a couple of the sponsorship guests we had on there from KENDA and from 9-2, and Tanner and Jason and Drew from KENDA, the Wilhelms, want to thank them. The McCaulleys, thank you guys for hanging out with us. Chloe Harper, your interview was actually excellent, hon. I'm very sorry that the audio wasn't better. Hannah Moore, I'm sorry I wasn't able to figure out how to get you on there as well. So there's a couple other people we missed. I want to thank Ken Yarborough for being with us as well. And we're going to have those folks back on when we get all of our issues kind of worked out. So that way you get a chance to actually hear from them where you can understand the things they have to share. And really a good group of people. And number one, it's, I'll tell you, be honest, it's just hard to be here in West Virginia when we know that round two is going on tomorrow in Florida, and it's just hard not to be there. Of course, I don't know that we could be there regardless with the little mishap we had at round one. So that's the other thing. I definitely want to say thanks. One of the things I love about cross country quad racing is the family dynamic that is a part of that, and I just can't say thanks enough to all the people who took their time to kind of reach out to me and see how we were doing and see how we were feeling. And we didn't really put it out there. It's not one of those things that really wanted to share a whole lot that we had a little mishap. So, but those of you that you touch base and tried to make sure we were okay and see how we were doing, we definitely appreciate that, really do. And we're definitely looking forward to be back on the starting line and at the racetrack with everybody. So, looks like we're going to be able to be back after Georgia. I'm hoping that we feel up to just making the trip to Georgia and hang out with everybody and actually do some interviews for this show while we're there. Might be interesting, might have more time to focus on the interviews if I know I can't get on the bike and race the next day. So we're hoping to be able to maybe make that trip and just to come down and hang out with everybody and visit with our race family. So, but with that being said, one of the things I really wanted to share the other night that we did not get to because I couldn't get it to work properly, is we're doing a segment in this year's show called KENDA Kid. And we're going to try to do like once a month and possibly more than that, depending on the number of kids we can connect with. But KENDA is working with Hardcore Harvey Motorsports on a program where we're trying to do things where we can reach out to young racers who are trying to get their programs going and touch base with them and get to know them and even possibly bring them into the KENDA brand. So our first experience with this actually goes back to last summer, and a young man that I met in a weird way through Facebook Marketplace. And I'm going to play that interview for you now with our first KENDA Kid of the Year, Jake the Snake Moore. And this is his interview, and we'll be back after his interview with some more thoughts and comments. Thanks, guys. All right, guys. So we are about to have our episode 1 of season 3. This is going to be a new segment we're doing each show. This is called our KENDA Kid Spotlight. And we are going to be spotlighting a youth rider each one of our episodes that are part of the KENDA team. And we'd like to welcome to the show right now, Jake the Snake Moore from, where are you from, Jake?
Elizabeth, West Virginia.
Elizabeth, West Virginia. So first of all, I want to tell you a quick backstory on Jake and I. How I got to know Jake. I was looking for old rusty tin for my race shop. And I answered an ad, I think it was Facebook Marketplace, and called, and they said, sure, I could come look at the tin. And I got down there and actually met Jake's grandma, and she said, I said, well, where is Jake? And she said, well, he's not here. And I said, well, where is he? Hold on. Okay. So I actually met with your grandma, and I said, well, where is Jake? She said, well, he's not here. And I said, well, she said, but he's the one who did all this work. She said he took all this tin off his barn by himself. And I said, really? I said, well, that's impressive for a young man, because honestly, a lot of young men your age, in today's day and age, they don't really like to work a whole lot. So I was kind of impressed by that. And I was even more impressed when she told me why you were doing that, Jake was earning money so he could send himself to the Action ATV camp. And honestly, that really struck my wife and I. We were very impressed with this young man and his work ethic to be willing to go out and put his own time in, sweat, and earn money selling something so he'd have money to go spend at the Action Off-Road Camp. So first of all, Jake, super impressed with you, buddy. Proud of you for having that kind of work ethic. But so tell us a little bit about that Action Off-Road Camp that you got to go to, which led to us kind of getting to know each other.
It was fun. Whenever Adam took the video saying about it, I was really surprised because I was at one of my brother's baseball games, and it was awesome. And whenever I got down there, I really wasn't I was expecting for everybody to be there, and kind of us be set off to the side and just let a lot of people do another thing and stuff like that. But it was very fun. So on the first day, we got to do a lot of XC stuff. We did X-track, timing, and scoring. Not really scoring. And
they did time trial, right?
Yeah.
Because the idea of the Action Off-Road Camp is they try to show you your improvement from the beginning of the camp to the end of the camp.
Yeah. And I did good. I got with a bunch of kids that I knew that it would be fun riding with them. A bunch of them had the same bikes and stuff like that. And then on the second day, we got into a lot of stations, and then the rain started. It rained every single day down there.
Yep.
It was, and blisters everywhere.
So I saw some videos and some pictures and talked to Adam a couple times during that, and he said the weather was just plain awful.
Yeah, it rained hard, and it rained for 15 minutes, and then it stopped for about 30 minutes, and then it started raining again. And it was fun. I mean, best time ever riding, really. And I would go back. I'd recommend it to anybody.
So you feel like that Action Off-Road Camp was beneficial for you?
Yeah, I came back, and every single race that I did, I got on the podium. So it was very beneficial.
Yeah, so actually I ran into, I can't remember what race it was. It was a Wexler race.
Cynic Lake.
Yeah, you're right. That's right. So I ran into you there, got to meet you in person there. You did real well that day as well.
Yeah.
Boy, it was hot and dusty.
Oh yeah, it was.
Yeah, that was bad. I remember that one. That was a tough race just with the heat and the dust. But so, all right, Jake. So you had a good year last year. The second half of the year, finished on the podium almost every race. In what class?
The mini quad, 125 beginner, I think. I raced it for 2 years. The first year, I only raced 4 races my first year. And then last year I raced it the whole series.
Sure. So what are you going to do? How are you going to build on last year? What's your plans for 2022? And tell us a little bit about what you've been doing in the off season and getting ready for this season coming up.
Well, my plan is to stay healthy and finish every race. It's really going to be my learning year because my first year moving up into the youth class. I don't know how I'm going to do, but I hope I'm in a good position to build for next year too. And hopefully I just...
Now wait a minute. How do you know already you're not going to be able to compete?
I don't know. Like, I knew I can compete with some of the kids moving up from my class last year. I could compete with them. Like, I beat them and stuff like that. And some of the other kids, they beat me at the GNCC because they're bigger, better bikes. But I knew I'm going to try to run with them. I knew I can hopefully hang with them.
Absolutely, buddy. So always go in thinking you can, and if you know that they're faster than you, best advice I can give you is try to get in behind one of those kids that's a little bit faster and use them to learn from. You can always learn by riding behind somebody who's faster than you. All right, so you are going to move up. You're going to be in a new class this year. What race series or multiple series or what's your plans for where you're going to go race?
My plans are to race all the Wexer, if we get all them.
Okay.
Some of the new East Coast racing.
Okay.
And most of the GNCCs that are near here. Hopefully I can do those.
Awesome, man. That sounds like that's like a full schedule for you and your family. So, of course, I think you're going to do great. I got to watch you last year. I think you have a tremendous amount of potential. So tell us a little bit about your bike build. Where are you with that right now?
I just got my frame back from Hardcore Harvey Motorsports. Lime green looking sweet.
Awesome, buddy. Awesome.
And we have all of my Lone Star air arms, my Elka shocks, my ASV levers, my streamlined brakes. Just got my KENDA tires.
Absolutely.
And waiting on my motor from Eric Lemley at Hillbilly Racing.
Absolutely.
Whenever I get that back.
Eric Lemon and I used to race together way back in the day.
Yeah.
So speaking of your stuff you're putting on your bike and some of the sponsors and stuff, I want to take just a minute because one of the things that we talked about during kind of the intro to this year's Life Behind the Pros season was that KENDA has come on board in a big way with Hardcore Harvey Motorsports, and Jake here is an example of what we're hoping to accomplish with that opportunity. They've given, like I said before, they've given us some additional tires besides our personal allotment for racing. And what they want us to do is they want us to find deserving young people, deserving racers out there who would represent the KENDA brand very well and actually bring them on as part of the KENDA team. So, Jake, you are officially now part of the KENDA crew 2022.
Thank you.
So, yeah, we're excited to have you. We're excited to see what you're going to do this season. And I am excited that you and your family have agreed to come to some of the new East Coast races because we're going to try to actually take some of this live streaming to the track and actually do some of the youth races, live stream them, so you would actually be getting on the internet on live stream video during the race. So don't be messing up. You got to do good.
All right, I'll try.
All right, Jake, listen, we appreciate you hanging out with us for a few minutes here during episode 1. Who would you like to say thanks to before we sign off?
Hardcore Harvey Motorsports, especially Alba, Hillbilly Racing, Streamline, and ASV.
Okay, and don't forget your new tires.
Yeah, KENDA.
All right, Drew, this is the kid I was telling you about. So we're looking for big things from him. Guys, thanks for tuning in with us during this KENDA Kid segment. And Jake the Snake, we thank you for hanging out with us.
Thanks.
Good luck, buddy.
Thanks.
All right, that was our first attempt at the KENDA Kids segment for Life Behind the Pros, and it was really was fun doing that interview with Jake. I think he did awesome once he got settled in, and so I want to definitely thank him for taking the time to be with us and hang out with us. So getting feedback, it says the audio is better, so that's kind of the point of tonight. But again, just want to also take a few minutes this evening and wish all of our race family that is at round 2 of GNCC in Florida. Wish you guys all the best tomorrow. Hope the weather looks like it's going to be fantastic. Also want to wish the guys in my Masters 50 plus class good luck tomorrow as well. You guys are going to have a heck of a battle when the sand whoops, and not that I want to be hurt, but if I got to miss something, the sand whoops are something I don't mind missing. So definitely, again, good luck to everybody. Good luck to McGill Maffey tomorrow. Adam McGill, the Gator, good luck, buddy. I know you've put the work in. Some of those pictures from Ken Hill are going to be awesome. It looks like you got the drive in your eyes in those pictures, man. So I hope that comes out tomorrow. So looking for the Gator to get on the podium, and of course, always going to be rooting for our other Honda Pro, the Sneaky Snake. So Jared, good luck to you tomorrow as well as the rest of the crew that's down there and our race family. So we're going to Ryan Thornton says, or Jonathan Del Rio says, why aren't you in Florida? Well, real quick, Jonathan, we took a spill at round 1 at the Big Buck and broke 4 ribs and partially collapsed the lung. So we're on the sidelines right now, brother, and we definitely appreciate you tuning in. And Ryan Thornton says, are you going to Georgia? Ryan, right now the plan is, if we continue to feel better, which we slowly are, we're going to try to go down and just hang out. I don't think we're going to try to race. Although one of my good friends back here, Charlie Underwood, as you're going to come to know him as Magic Chuck, he said, well, man, maybe you ought to consider going and running a lap and just getting some points in, just in case you've got trouble throughout the rest of the year with a DNF or unexpected problems. So I don't know. That makes good sense in terms of points for the year. So I can't say that we're not going to, but if we do, it'll be on a very limited basis. We will not be going to Georgia, probably trying to compete, other than maybe just try to beat a lap in and see if we can save ourselves some points just in case we've got DNFs later in the season. So that would probably be the only way, but I would like to be there. Like I said earlier in the podcast, that definitely like to come down and spend my time, if I can't race, doing some interviews and shooting some segments for this show and things like that. So really, we really want to get this show right, guys. We're really trying to use this technology and stuff. And of course, again, being a little older in the older generation, this is more of a challenge for me than probably most folks, but I think we're going to get it. We're getting closer to getting it right, and hope you all will stick with us through that. And on the other side, as we get further into the season, that the Life Behind the Pros live stream and podcast is something that you guys can look forward to every episode. So Ryan Thornton, I'm going to say, gotcha. We'll be there to watch. Still can't race yet. I know you had an injury also, buddy. But Ryan, at some point, you and I need to talk about having you on this show, because I think there's some things that we need to pretty soon announce that involve you and the race world. So whenever you get ready to do that, brother, let me know, and we will get you on the show, and we'll get you some time to talk about some exciting things going on in your world as well. And Jonathan, appreciate you, man, your support. You've had support for us for the past several years. Definitely appreciate you sticking with us and being with us here tonight. So, guys, we're going to wrap this up here this evening. I've got one more video I'd like to show everybody, and then we'll come back on and close I called this episode 1.5, since episode 1 was kind of a train wreck with the audio. So I did a intro video for GNCC 2022 and round 1 at the Big Buck, and shot a lot of video there at the track. And I realized we're on to round 2, but I'd like to show it tonight. Just kind of let everybody see what we were trying to show the other night when we couldn't get the technology to work. And it'll kind of be the official wrap up to round 1, since round 2 is tomorrow. We are going to try to have a show next Tuesday night and try to talk to some folks who did get to go and be a part of round 2. And we'll just kind of moderate the conversation so we can hear about all the action tomorrow. We'll definitely be tuning in live. So, guys, right now, I'll come back here at the end and do some closing thoughts. But right now, I'd like to show you the intro video for 2022 and round 1 at the Big Buck. What is up, Hardcore Nation, and welcome to the Hardcore RV Motorsports Quad Racing Podcast, Life Behind the Pros, and welcome to the 2022 GNCC ATV Racing season. All right, guys, it's Friday afternoon here in Union, South Carolina at the Big Buck, and folks are just starting to roll in. Of course, they've been rolling in all day, but I drove down to the start gate, or not the start gate, but the entrance to the track there just a little bit ago. And folks were lined up back out to the main road. So folks are really starting to show up here for round. So earlier today, we got a chance to go out with Adam McGill and Chloe Harper and Brandon Owens. We kind of walked about half the track, about 6.5 miles, maybe a little more than half, to kind of see what we were in for round 1. And, you know, a lot of open flowing track. Of course, no leaves are on this time of year. So the woods are pretty wide open. Looks like there's some mud holes out there, but all of them have a pretty solid base in them. So I don't think we're going to have much trouble with that as well. But just kind of looks like it's going to be a fun track, going to be an interesting round 1. Lots of lines, so that could play out to be something interesting to watch for as the race unfolds. A lot of different ways you can get from arrow to arrow. So a lot of opportunities should be to pass in the woods, so not just in the field. So we'll see how that plays out as well. But we're hoping to have a positive start to the season tomorrow. We've been working out, but we haven't really had a chance to actually ride the bike. And we can't say enough thanks to Mark McGill, the mustache, for helping us with our 2022 build. He's pretty much responsible for putting this bad boy together from the frame up. We just got him all the parts, and he's got it dialed in. Starting awesome. It sounds awesome. Again, Custom Access has our shocks set up perfect, and we are super excited to be rolling out on a brand new set of course, KENDA Havoc tires. It's a beautiful day here in Union, South Carolina. The sun is out. It's upper 50s, low 60s today, on and off all day, depending if the sun was in or out. And it is just about go time on the 2022 season. We just wanted to welcome you to be part of the first show for this year. Officially, and we will be coming to you with some track videos, some things going on. We're going to have some rider interviews as well. We're also going to talk to a couple of the vendors here as well, and just looking forward to a lot of hopefully cool features for the episode 1 of season 3 of Life Behind the Pros. And thanks for tuning in, guys. Go time.
People think I'm fast. Wait till you see me now.
All right, guys. All right, so that's part of the intro to 2022 video. The rest of it is we're going to thank some of our sponsors, but I wanted to jump back on here before we let the rest of that roll. And just tell everybody that tuned in here for this impromptu version. Definitely appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Appreciate the feedback, and again to all those folks who were on episode 1, greatly apologize for all the audio difficulties and the difficulty it was to hear your interviews. And we definitely want to have you guys back on and roll that again and get everybody to get to hear what the things you've got to say. And again, good luck tomorrow to our racing family and racing nation at the GNCC Round 2 in Florida. And we are going to leave you with the rest of our video. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
It's going to wrap it up for us in terms of our intro to round 1. Of course, none of this would be possible without all the folks who help us, get all the products and all the things we need to put together a quality race program. Of course, first and foremost is KENDA Tires. Drew Blackley and the KENDA company have just been fantastic to work with. They're doing more for us this year in terms of opening things up to hardcore Harvey Motorsports and working with people on the KENDA crew, the team for 2022. And we've got some things that will be coming up with that. Definitely want to thank Custom Access as well, Micah, for working with us again this year. Larry Mills with DP Brakes. Actually, Larry's going to be one of our guests on our first live stream there next week when we get back from Union. We're going to have him on the show to talk about some special promotions that DP Brakes want to do with us as well. Of course, we want to thank all of our other sponsors, the McGill Mafia, Mark McGill, again, for putting the bike together. We want to thank Endorphin Graphics, Ken Keffer. Fantastic jobs on the graphics this year. We actually did our own powder coating this year, so pretty happy with our hardcore Harvey Motorsports with our powder coating package we put together for this race bike. Want to thank Sunstar Chains and Sprockets. We want to thank ODI Grips. We want to thank Moto Trim Seats, Corey at Moto Trim Seats, for putting us together a nice seat package as well. Of course, I want to start by saying thank you to my beautiful wife, Taylor, for again being one of our main sponsors in terms of helping us with everything it takes to get not only a race bike together, but get stuff together, get out of the house and get to the races. So Taylor, I truly appreciate your support. Since day one, you've been all about this, and I love you dearly for it, baby. So thank you very much. It's my wife, Taylor. Definitely want to say a big thank you to 9-2 Technologies, 9-2 Goggle Guys, the 9-2 crew team. You guys, again, fantastic. We've got some exciting news coming up in this video. 9-2 is actually coming out with their own line of riding gear. So we're going to actually be donning that tomorrow at round 1 to help them roll out their new line of gear. Of course, we've been running their goggles for several years. Fantastic. Also want to thank Hauser Racing for being back on the program in 2022. Definitely appreciate them. They brought us on the program late last year, and then they actually increased their support of us this year. We definitely appreciate that. We also want to thank the team over at Evans Coolant. Evans has been a great sponsor for the past several years, and they've continued awesome support this year. So thank you very much to the Evans team. Also want to thank Ionics Coatings page over there. We want to thank Twin Air for being back on the program in 2022 also. Of course, we also want to thank Cometic Gasket for them coming on board this year. This is our first year working with them. They've been fantastic to work with as well. Want to thank the All Balls Racing Group for being back on the program with us this year. Want to thank RG Motorsports. Meredith, thank you so much for all the stuff you do for us up there at RG Honda and RG Motorsports. That's fantastic to work with you guys. Also, want to thank CV4 for coming on the program this year also. Want to thank Mooney's Diner locally. Mooney supports us there in West Union. Appreciate her support this year as well. JNS Contracting. Jason, thank you for being on the program and helping us out again this year. I want to thank All Clean and the guys there at Dynamic Development. And thanks for tuning in, guys.
All right, guys, definitely thank you for helping me out with this little episode 1.5 to test some things out. We're going to try to do a little bit more testing with some guys coming in to interview at another time also. So again, guys, thanks for joining us. Again, everybody have fun tomorrow. We definitely miss being there with you guys. So go get after tomorrow. Good luck, ATV Racing Nation. This is Hardcore. I'll see you later.